Hey guys, welcome back. So in the last issue we talked about the new Hulk and how he's brought back the living city Golgothia, which is full of monsters, just like Hotel Transylvania, but worse, because in this case, these creatures are not friendly at all. In this issue, we get to find out what the Infernal Hulk is up to, or as I'll call him, King Hulk, who is out here parting the seas just like Moses, but without no magical stuff, but just hands, straight up hands. Also, he meets King Namor, so let's talk about it. But first, if you like content like this, then consider watching the video to the end, and if you liked it, a like and a subscribe would be appreciated. So in the first issue, we witness the rise of the Infernal Hulk, or as I will call him, King Hulk, who is void with banner. Instead, he is being inhabited by the Eldest, who is a primordial entity of pure evil. We saw how he brought up a living city Golgothia filled with monsters from under the earth itself, and with resurrecting the monsters of the land, he set his eyes on the sky and the seas to complete his reunion with them ancient monsters, which is what led us to this shore. And before he dips into the drink, Hulk had to check if he is on the right path, so he thunderclapped, which parted the seas just like Moses, letting us know he really has ties with the one below all, who is also linked with the one above all. And considering people see the one above all as literally God, this Moses feat is more like a statement in my opinion, or he may just be Orafami at this point. But while he swims to his destination, we had this narration which was from Bucky Barnes to Namor in attempts to warn him of the Hulk, and it's that this is not the Hulk you've known. He is something more now. He holds some kind of sway over the other monsters, and an army of them is gathering around him in the Appalachian Mountains. So the US government threw a full National Guard division at him, and he turned them into something horrible. We've been tracking Hulk's movement via satellite, and we just lost him over the Atlantic Ocean. He's not just coming for us, he's coming for you too. He's coming for everything. And we see that this is Bucky's words in hopes of warning King Namor. He then proceeded telling him that Hulk is headed his way, but instead of being frightened on his throne, Namor was rather unfazed with this Avengers statement. Instead, he was rather annoyed with them. For the first, he thinks the surfaces are puzzling, because in his account, it was not long ago, just like a season ago when the Hulk was their ally. They fought together, and now he's being told to be wary of the Hulk and also to prepare for the destruction of the Hulk, or even yet leave his palace or home because the Hulk is bad now and he's coming his way. Bucky then proceeded to tell him that it's possible he's after the monsters of the seas, since he's already gotten monsters of the land already, which led Namor to respond that even though there are many monsters, with some of the monsters being as old as the oceans themselves, not one of them will follow a surface-dwelling brute. And even though he has no love for either the Hulk or Banner, he refuses to do their dirty work for them, and so they will have to deal with the Hulk themselves. Therefore, it's up to them to deal with their own as he deals with his own, which got me like, dude. Are you crazy? Are you not hearing all that Bucky is saying? For Christ's sake, the Hulk is in the ocean, so be careful. He's not on the land. He is coming to you, and he's now more dangerous than he's ever been, Namor, you dumbass. But I wasn't even done venting my anger on Namor when Namor heard a knocking on the ceiling. So he looked up like, who the heck? Like, who the heck knocks on the ceiling? Of all places, like for real? On the ceiling? And I'm like, this whole time, that's what we've been trying to tell you, you dumbass. This Hulk ain't normal. Not at all. And even though it wasn't the Hulk and it was Ingatel, the god killer, he was awoken by the Hulk. And Ingatel is an ancient monster of the seas, so ancient that even Namor thought he was a story made up for children. But then, just like me, Ingatel was not happy someone interrupted his sleep, and so he started cooking everything in sight, Namor included. everyone was getting it until King Hawk showed himself saying, "Found you, little brother. You have slept too long." But then Ingato notices the eldest new form, which is the Hawk, and remarks on how it stinks of the tree dweller, which led King Hawk to telling Ingato that this Hawk build is no joke and that's his true form. And I'm like, thief, you stole that shit. You stole it from Bruce Banner, man. You stole it, thief. But then Ingato doesn't care about that. He just wants to go back to sleep until their mother, the mother of horrors, returns. So King Hawk took the liberty to inform Ingato that mother ain't coming, she dead. And as a matter of fact, that leaves him in charge effective immediately. Therefore, he commands him to reclaim the oceans, devour the mortals and their sheep, divide their numbers and trap them on the land. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is what got Ingato furious. Because for him, if their mother is gone, then it should be him in charge, because by his account, he was the strongest, and though the eldest might be the oldest, he is not going to follow him when he thinks he is stronger than him. And then sent King Hawk flying into the trenches, where these small creatures think he is food. So they ask, can we eat it? But the Hawk begs to differ. And this is one of the moments where I feel like deep down, King Hawk wants Ingato to resist, so he can show him what this new build is capable of. Like, this my new build is strictly strength-based build. So allow me to show you, you are about to be no dipped in like 5 seconds. And I say that because the Hawk applause of the hit from Ingato as a good one, but still not strong enough. Meanwhile, Namor is getting beat left, right, center, and it doesn't even look like he has a chance, to be honest. But all is okay because King Hawk is done with these small creatures, so it's time to show Ingato who is the eldest, hardest, strongest, cruelest and wickedest Hawk, as he starts to brutally tear Ingato apart bit by bit as Ingato screams in agony. He then impaled him in the mouth and then proceeded to tell him, "Brother, I did not wake you up just to kill you. I woke you up to make you stronger. Accept my gifts, Ingato, and obey me. Reclaim our oceans. Gather the Ishari. Set them far wide, and together we will take back all the earth." With Namor in awe like, "Wow, Hawk, you cowed Ingato, the God Eater. Never have I thought it was possible even for you, Hawk. The others lied about you," referring to Bucky Barnes. "Had you not been here, like, this city will not survive." And he's saying this without knowing that it was even the Hawk that unleashed this monstrosity upon them in the first place. And he wasn't even done glazing the shit out of the Hawk when he grabbed him by the neck and tells him, "I sent Ingato away because your death do not interest me yet. But when it does interest me, you will see me again." And then dips, leaving Namor to wonder how to prepare for his re-arrival. Because with everything constant, if the Hawk returns again, they will have no answer to him. Which is why Namor says, "We must find Bruce Banner." And bear in mind, this is all happening whilst Namor is still in the ocean, where he should theoretically be at his strongest. And even yet, him and his army are still no match for King Hawk. So then we've got to talk about Bruce Banner, because the next thing we are shown here is a birthday party for this lady, Debbie Downer, with this dude here named David, with whom I have a feeling might be our Bruce here. And I'll show you why I think so for the meantime. Because whilst here, Debbie asked this couple, David and Heather, who seems to have a history together, to get in some of the photos because she hasn't gotten any of them in a single one, but they nonchalantly declined. And it was at this moment when Sophie saw on the news that Ingato is already sinking ship as commanded by the Hawk. And what you have to know here is that King Hawk wasted no time between his first attack on the Appalachian Mountain, which we talked about in the last issue, and now we have this big Leviathan sinking ships down. These events are stacking up back to back, but for Ricky, he thinks these are AI generated. And this is the tricky part, because in an attempt to distract everyone from the news, David hands a piece of the cake to Debbie, saying, "It's your birthday, get some cake before Ricky eats all." And to be honest, it looks like Ricky could. And upon hearing this, Heather tells Debbie to do what David says cause David has got quite a temper, which got Debbie laughing like, come on man, David, come on. And it feels like Debbie sees David as like a sweetheart. But in David's defense, he was a bit of a hothead back in the day, and that's why Heather teases him now, only for this guy Ricky to respond, come on David, let it out, give us a proper rage out. But David declined it, saying they wouldn't like him if he did. Et voila. So if you like content like this, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because there's more to talk about, because not many people knew of how Bruce is David now, and now from the look of things, they are using it to throw people off. And so in the next issue, we'll have to talk about what happened to Dr. Bruce Banner and why we are here. Stay safe. Peace.